No evidence that there's a serial killer loose on the streets of Houston.
But the public wants answers. KHOU 11
More surveillance along our bayous after another body is found in a Houston waterway.
Police say a woman's body was found in Buffalo Bayou near Commerce and Milam Streets downtown last night. This is the sixth body recovered in less than 2 weeks from bayous across town. 5 of the deceased have now been identified.
Orko Mano live downtown, and Orko, our viewers have been very vocal about what they want to see in response to this. Tell us.
Yeah, Len, our comment sections on social media are saying more surveillance cameras are needed along the bayou. City leaders tell me that's just not feasible, but criminal justice experts say cameras might be the best way to prove what city officials and police have been saying all along, that no serial killer is on the loose. Another body found in Houston's bayous. Police say a woman was spotted in the water near Commerce and Milam Streets around 11:30 last night.
Officers were alerted to this by people that are riding by on scooters, and when they noticed something that appeared to be a body.
This is the sixth body recovered in bayous in less than 2 weeks, leading many to believe it's the work of a serial killer. City leaders saying earlier this week that's not the case.
There is no evidence that there's a serial killer loose on the streets of Houston.
But the public wants answers. KHOU 11 viewer Lucy and Chris all commenting on our posts online, asking for more surveillance cameras by the water. I brought that to City Council member Carolyn Evans-Shabazz. A lot of people have come to us asking for more surveillance by the water. Is that something that City Council is looking into?
I have heard that suggestion, but I don't know how we could implement that. To say that we can install cameras, we would have no idea where to put them because we don't know where the bodies went into the bayou.
To be honest, serial killers are very rare.
Even so, criminal justice expert Krista Gehring tells me more cameras might be what's needed to put those rumors to rest.
One of the bodies found in the bayous over the summer has since been identified as a 34-year-old man from South Houston. Fox 26's Angie Rodriguez joining us live from the studio with the details on that. Angie.
Yeah, the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed that Salome Garza Jr. was found dead at Buffalo Bayou back in June. Today, I spoke with his mother, Anissa, about the loss, and she says that HPD has given her radio silence. She just wants answers.
It's hard. A lot of days are hard.
Anissa Villarreal says she still hasn't processed the death of one of her only 2 boys in a family of 6.
He was very loving, very caring, giving. What he had, we all had. He had some mental disability. He was full-blown schizophrenic and bipolar, but he did try to manage that every day.
Houston police confirmed that 34-year-old Salome Garza Jr. was recovered by a dive team from the waters at Buffalo Bayou back in June. But for weeks, Villarreal has called the Harris County Medical Examiner's Office hoping to get an update on how Garza died.
On the way home, I told my daughter, he was found in a bayou, but he knows how to swim.
The only belongings of Garza returned to Villarreal was over $100 in cash.
He had $130 in cash in his pocket.
And that was it?
That was it. So nothing was, he wasn't robbed. We can't say that he was robbed because he had, quite a bit of cash on him.
Many questions that Villarreal says are all too common to be unanswered.
As a parent, I hope it wasn't suicide. As a parent, I hope it wasn't murder. Could it have been his mental illness? I don't know. I won't know until, it's looked into. I think there's a way that they can eliminate this by expediting the toxicology reports for these families, because you cannot be told your son has passed away. It's unknown, and you won't know for a year because the medical examiner's office is backlogged for a year.
And I spoke with Houston police earlier today. They have confirmed that they are still waiting for the medical examiner's office to release their autopsy results. That's whenever they'll be able to confirm a cause of death.
All right, so Garza is one of the many people we've covered with these bodies being found in the bayous, but we've also covered the mayor as well, saying that there's no serial killer. He said that time and time again, although if you go on social media, some folks may be disagreeing and suspecting something is afoot.
They're calling it the Bayou Butcher is what I'm hearing, but again, Mayor Whitmire and HPD Police Chief Diaz said that they want people to stop spreading false information. He said that they are working with the medical examiner's office to ensure that families like Garces can receive a sense of closure.
We're here tonight. The bodies being found in Houston bayous. Houston police report another body was just recovered today from the Buffalo Bayou area near Jensen and East downtown. So if you've been watching and keeping track alongside us, that is 4 bodies recovered in 4 days. Today is Thursday, and sadly, a U of H student has been identified as one of the bodies recovered from the Brays Bayou area on September 15th. That's Monday. She was reported missing days before. Sherman DeSell has been covering this story for a couple of days now, and Sherman, it is scary stuff here, but just kind of fill us in on what we know so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a cause of concern for a lot of our viewers, and many have made some speculations online about something maybe more nefarious happening here, and that's understandable. Our Fox 26 count is now at 13 bodies found in Houston bayous this year by law enforcement and first responders. Remember, the 22 bayous are spread out for miles, so it's a lot of ground to cover, and that comes with tough investigations. Here's what we know. HPD confirms a male body was recovered from Buffalo Bayou on Jensen Street in Edo on Thursday. Our camera caught officers and a dive team on the scene around 3 p.m. There were reports of a man jumping into the water there. We're waiting to hear more on this. And remember when we reported 2 bodies recovered from local bayous on Monday, September 15th? One of them was identified as 20-year-old Jade Sage McKissick. She was a U of H student, reported missing on September 11th, last seen that day near the 3700 block of McGregor by a restaurant. She was a junior communications and advertising major. In a letter sent to students, U of H describes her as a campus resident and a student employee and a friend to many in their community. We're talking about a lot of bodies in a city where many people walk, run, and bike the bayou areas every day. So we visited an area near the White Oak Bayou to see how people have been reacting to the discoveries. A lot of people are just wondering, what's the deal? HPD hasn't really given us a lot of information either. What questions do you have?
I mean, is there somebody paying attention to these? Is there more details to investigation? I don't know. It's just kind of scary at this point. When it's that many coincidences. There's not such a coincidence that happens multiple times.
There's long-term plans and there's short-term plans. I would hope that the short-term plans are in effect, and something is being done. Someone's patrolling or someone's watching over cameras or lights or anything's being done right now.
One of the guys that just said, is anyone paying attention to these?
Yeah.
That really brings us right back to HPD. So have we heard anything from HPD on these?
We haven't. I have been on the scene of the last 2 recoveries, hoping to hear something from a public information officer. Mm-hmm. Haven't heard anything. We've reached out. They say don't anticipate hearing anything right now. We did reach out to the county forensics department to see if they'd be willing to say something. They didn't give an on-camera interview, but we are requesting more details from all of these instances, especially in the last couple of days. So some more information, but we hear what you're concerned about, wondering if it's something more that we should be paying attention to, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it.
Bayou, it is a term that we have heard here in Houston many times in the past, but not like we have over the past week.
As 5 bodies have been discovered in our city's bayous over the last week, 2 investigators Mario Diaz is in downtown Houston examining any potential connections.
This popped up on social media over the weekend, and the frequency in terms of the number of deaths that have taken place over the last week has many asking questions.
Houston's a big city, but for that number of people, even in a city as large as us, that number's concerning to say the least.
Indeed, 5 bodies discovered over the last week alone, including that of a missing University of Houston student found last Thursday. The cause of her death still under investigation, according to HPD.
Had you ever heard of deaths in the bayou really before last week?
Not as frequent, no. It's hard not to hear about it since there's been many deaths bodies found.
Over a dozen this year. Mayor John Whitmire tells 2 Investigates HPD has clearly informed him that none are connected.
So I'm firmly of the opinion that if this was the work of a serial killer, that local law enforcement would be on top of it and they would be sending out warnings.
Tim Miller of Texas EquiSearch knows Houston bayous better than most.
As many searches as I've done, Mario, I've never seen this many in one week in the bayous. What's happening is leaving everybody with a huge question mark.
Once again, important to note, the mayor telling me that all the deaths along the bayous of Houston here this year, HPD tells him they have seen no connections to one case or another. The mayor also adding it is simply too much to have one death along the bayous in Houston. In downtown, Mario Diaz.
So many rumors swirling about the bodies found in the bayous. KHOU 11 Investigates is taking a closer look. Our team went back 3 years and analyzed the cause and manner of death for each body found. Investigative reporter Jeremy Rogowski joins us now with what he learned. Jeremy.
Mia, our data comes from the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences, the medical examiner's office, which reports an increase over the past 3 years. In 2023, it examined 9 bodies in Houston bayous, 20 bodies in 2024, and so far this year, 24 bodies. Now, here's a breakdown for those 3 years. The manner of death in 23 cases is undetermined, meaning it's not possible to establish circumstances of death with reasonable medical certainty. The medical examiner ruled 15 deaths an accident, with 13 of those accident by drownings. 9 cases are pending, 3 suicide, and 3 cases were ruled a homicide. Now, we looked a little further into those homicide cases and learned Houston police made arrests in 2 of them. The 3rd case is still under investigation, Mia.
Now, Jeremy, I know there's still a lot of questions surrounding U of H student Jade McKissick, whose body was found in Bray's Bayou last month. What's the latest with that case?
Yeah, the manner of death in that case is still pending. There's needing to be more information and further testing before the investigation can be completed.
Jeremy, I appreciate the deep dive. Thank you.
Welcome back to my Mental Health and Crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist. That's a CBT therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. 53 bodies have been pulled out of Bayou water in Houston, Texas. This has been going on for 3 years, but just here, this year alone, 23 bodies were found. Within 1 week in September, 5 bodies were found in 1 day. Or within 1 week, apologize. The police are saying that there is no SKs. It's not a SK or it's not a unstable person doing this. But then when you look at disclosure, it seems like it could be a SK. Different people, none of the 53 people have anything in common. They don't know each other. A couple of them were ruled as homicides. What is actually going on? This young girl, may she rest in peace. Poor girl, she was a student, a university student in Houston. She was found in the water 2 months ago, in mid-September, actually a month ago. But the police, law enforcement is saying that there's no SK. I've been paying attention to Houston and all these unexplainable unalivings, and it just seems to be getting out of hand. The reason I'm putting this clip up as awareness Anyone who lives in Houston, Texas, please take care of yourself, all my subscribers, because it doesn't seem like law enforcement know who's doing this. I personally don't believe that it's all a coincidence. 53 bodies within 3 years is really concerning. And 23 bodies within 2025. We're just 10 months in 2025. We still have 2 months left. And 23 bodies were found. Is this a SK? Why aren't they putting on cameras? Why aren't they putting up not only cameras, why aren't they putting security guards or law enforcement? Why aren't the police doing rounds for the safety of the people? Houston is a beautiful place. People jog, run near the river. And they have the right to be protected. They should at least close down the river until it's completely secure. I wonder if somebody's pushing people inside the water. It just can't be a coincidence. 53 bodies in 3 years. It's really concerning. My dear subscribers, let me know what y'all think about this. I had to take a break from the Idaho case just to put out this awareness. I hope everyone stays safe. I would advise y'all to stay away from the area at all times. These unaliving started 3 years ago. Find that to be interesting. Could it be a SK? And if there's a SK going around, could it be related to other cases like Ida Moscow? Just a question. Let me know what y'all think. Please like, share, and subscribe.